We had our first live um, YouTube yesterday, uh, and that was kind of fun. It was a different energy to come in and to experience that connection, that light of the world that I was talking about, that discovering that we can connect now more easily. That's kind of what YouTube is. It is that connection without any obligation to everybody around. We can tap in, we can look. Everybody's looking for stuff to do, to think, to feel. They're looking for solutions to their issues. They're looking for ways to kind of understand. I just had a talk with the guy, and he was feeling into some changes that had happened with him. And to change in these times, which always happens. It's always happened that we change, but we don't always know why it happens. And then mostly we kind of meet people that will give us techniques or ideas and things to do. But it's kind of a framework of more of like a doing, conquering, figuring out, fixing thingies. But we can come into a place of allowing and integrating and upgrading and awakening. So that is kind of where the light of the world comes in. It comes in for us to awaken and thus open up our body being, and thus opening our integral being, which is kind of what I'm proposing here, that I'm kind of bringing into awareness for people, as people have been kind of, this teaching has been kind of vacant in a while, or not been seen in its entirety. So that's kind of why we're bringing these lives in and talks in, to kind of help people to kind of connect and to open and to awaken in this snowstorm of spirit that is coming in. So it's a beautiful time to kind of come together and start breaching the different patterns. I'm in in Chicagoland area, but it's snowing. But I got my suit on, and so we're all kind of, in a time where we kind of have to dare to reconnect, and we do it on YouTube, where we can easily just kind of connect with people on a live and different places, to start kind of finding that purpose of ease, that purpose of the light within ourselves, that we can kind of start to kind of come back to. I was kind of, when I was a diver in the military, there was a time where we had to do a night dive, and we kind of, when you do it at night, we had forgotten that we need like a light. So we were kind of feeling this intoxication that you go really deep down. But since we forgot the light, we had this experience of just that it felt like this whirlwind underneath there was like dragging us around, and it felt like really intensely. But when we come up again, the officer was like, well, you should have brought a light. And that's kind of what the light is meant to. When we awaken this darkness inside our being, our soul. And it's a darkness, so it feels, and when we feel it in our body, it can be scary. But when we have a light, a purpose, a drive, a direction, it becomes easier to move in that life, in that direction, and use it with a purpose and not lose your ground. So that's what we're talking about today. But I just pop by here and say hello, and it's beautiful to see new people coming by. And if you wonder, and if you like them, please share, subscribe, or pop in. And I also have a Patreon, the Sanctuary page, and retreats to help people find more purpose and light in this world that can seem kind of chaotic. Anyway, loved seeing you here. I will see you next time.